At about this time in 1845, I was almost blind. I had a new curate to do my work, Arthur Nicholas, a young man of 28. He came from Northern Ireland like myself. He was a good hard worker. I spoke in the church on Sundays, but Arthur Nicholas did the rest of my work. Branwell became worse and worse. Mr. Robinson died in 1846, but Mrs. Robinson didn't marry Branwell. Oh no, she was a cold, wicked woman. She sent my son Branwell away and later married a rich old man. And so Branwell spent more and more time drinking and taking laudanum and walking alone on the moors. When you are blind, you listen to things very carefully. I used to sit alone in my room and listen to the sounds of the wind outside the house. The wind talks and whispers and sings. It has many voices. I listen to the sounds of the clock on the stairs and the wood in the fire and the footsteps and voices of the girls walking round the house. They talked a lot to each other, and sometimes I could hear what they said, even when they are in another room. Anne had a poem published in a magazine, and one day I heard a conversation between Charlotte and Emily. Charlotte had found something that Emily had written and was talking to her about it. But they're wonderful, Emily, Charlotte said. They are much better than mine or Anne's. They are not for the people to read, Emily said. They are part of the Gondel story. Nobody could understand them except me and Anne. I realized that they were talking about some poems of Emily's. I knew that Emily and Anne wrote a lot about the country of Gondel, but I didn't know much about it. Emily kept all her papers locked in her desk. Charlotte was arguing with her. Emily, listen to me. These are fine poems. I think we should put some of them in a book, together with mine and Anne's, and try to publish it. People should read them. No, Emily shouted. Then her dog keeper began to bark. I did not hear any more. But I think they talked about this again several times. I often heard voices of arguing, and usually they never argued about their writing. I wanted to tell them not to do it. I had published several small books myself, but I always lost money. I had to pay the publisher to print the book, and not many people bought them. It's an easy way to lose money. But I was too ill, so I said nothing. I learned many years later that they paid over £30 to have a book of poems printed, and that it sold 2 copies. I'm not surprised that they did not tell me about it. We had very little money in our house. I began to feel that there was something wrong with my head as well as my eyes. Several times the postman brought an old packet to our house, which was addressed to a man called Carabel. I told that no Carabel lived in Harvard and sent him away. But then a month or two later, he came back again with the same old packet.